see anything interesting during the Game Awards?
I mean, are we just starting with the? Are we gonna start with like announcements here, or just
anything
things that,
really? Honestly, I was just gonna go off that.
I'll be honest, I did not expect to see Outer Worlds 2 there. The fact that they're releasing both that and Avowed next year, I think is hype as fuck. It looks great, and I'm super excited for it.
Nice. They showed that off. Didn't they have like a way too early, like funny trailer like last year during the Game Awards too? Like none of what you see is going to be in this game or whatever, but it's Outer Wilds 2 or Outer Worlds 2. I always mix those two up.
Yeah, I think it was at least 2 years ago, but
sounds right.
When was that trailer? What was your most hype reveal of the? It was 3 years ago. Okay.
God, that was 3 years ago. No wonder they said it was like way too early.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
What did you think of Naughty Dog? They're not doing Last of Us 3. They're doing this new game of theirs.
Yeah, whatever it is. It's fine.
I mean, I think the fact it's a pretty big deviation from Last of Us. It's a melee-based space game that's
what I was thinking too. I was just like, wow, how different this is from Last of Us.
The fact that it's like inspired by Akira too. I think it's such a cool idea. I'm actually pretty excited for that.
Yeah. It's just nice to see Naughty Dog do something that's not Last of Us. Like, not that I dislike Last of Us. I'm just like, could we please? Like, you've been doing that for like over a decade at this point. There's only been 2 games.
I do want to say for that trailer, though, if you guys are going to fucking use the fact that you guys made Jak and Daxter in that trailer, make another fucking Jak and Daxter game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, if you guys are going to utilize, like, hey, we're the makers of Jak and Daxter, I'm like, fuck off. Make a fucking Jak and Daxter game, then.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously us, we're old guys, so we know, we knew Jak and Daxter, but it's like, how many of the people watching the Game Awards are like, what's Jak and Daxter?
That was probably a lot of people.
God damn.
I hate that too because it makes me feel old, and they did that so they can appeal to the old people.
That's all gaming does. Like, gaming's either pander to the old people or you just go full into the memes of the young kids or whatever. There's never an in between. Either everything is Fortnite or everything is like, hey, here's all these old people. Let's go fucking... we're the makers of this shit. Yeah, remember this shit? Yeah. But we ain't doing that shit.
I hate Fortnite. I hate it so much. I will tolerate Overwatch. I will never... I fucking... Did you see that they added a skibbity toilet emote into that game now?
Oh, don't you worry. I did. I absolutely did.
There's a Godzilla skin in the game, and now I got to see a fucking Godzilla skibbity toilet because everyone on Twitter is being depressed about it. I saw like 10 different posts being like, this is what the Godzilla emote looks like with the new skibbity toilet thing. I had to watch it, and now you do too. This is the downfall of humanity.
This point right here. That's where it all went downhill from when Godzilla and Skibbity Toilet made a crossover.
I don't care how many people tell me, it's not that bad anymore. Like, yeah, I'm never giving that game a try on pure principle now.
Well, now you got Fortnite OG
you
or whatever.
You did that to my boy. What? I don't care. Fuck Fortnite.
Look at how they massacred my boy.
Exactly.
Just
you bastards.
If you could walk up to, what is it, Tim Sweeney or whatever, isn't he like the Epic Games guy or whatever?
Yeah.
If you could just walk up to Tim Sweeney and you just go like, you could say one thing to him, would that be what you say? He's like, look what you've done to my boy.
You've massacred my boy.
Exactly. I don't know. Like, Borderlands 4 was fun to Borderlands 4 was fun to look at. That was kind of interesting. Didn't really get a good look at like the new Vault Hunters, but it looks pretty cool. Slay the Spire 2 was fucking awesome. I'm super excited for that game. Honestly, I was like, those are my big ones. Everything else looked fine, I thought.
I think it's neat that they're creating a new Witcher game. I wasn't a fan that it was just an old CGI trailer.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys have nothing to show off, then just don't announce anything.
CD Projekt Red, didn't you learn your lesson with Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk? Whether you announced that game way, like, almost 10 years before it came out.
Well, this is Witcher. This isn't Cyberpunk. Doesn't mean you can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Or get everyone's expectations way too high. I don't know.
Let's just not do that in the games industry anymore. Like, again, going back to the days where there was all, like, CGI trailers, just announce a game when you have something ready to show off. Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like just add maybe, like, a little bit of gameplay, even if it's all it is just walking around, I guess. But, like,
yeah,
it's something, I guess. So... And I was like, didn't they? I mean, I don't remember. I remember them saying that they were going to make. There was Witcher 4 in the making. I can't remember if that was a year or two ago at this point. But it's like, if theoretically you're maybe like 3-4 years in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I figured you
maybe
had more to show than that.
To show off?
Yeah, I was like, I figured you had more to show off than that, but it's gets everyone hyped. That's all that matters, apparently.
I do want to say this Game Awards, I think, was also a lot better than last year's.
I'll agree to that.
In fact, it felt like developers had more time to speak, and the fact that they addressed, like, the layoffs and stuff in the Game Awards was really cool of them.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Fact,
it felt more like a kind of fun show where it was like less interruptions during like times or whatever. Like people got to actually talk and everything, which is great.
Mm.
So it's better.
Yeah. Not perfect. Still good, though.
Yeah. What did you think about the Muppets guy making fun of them all the time? It was funny, right?
I heard Kojima got irritated by that.
Yeah, no shit.
I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention to most of that.
I didn't care for it. I thought it was like, look at this fourth wall existential crisis thing. Ha 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 ha. Cool.
It'd be one thing if they announced like a Muppets video game or something like that, and that's why they were there.
I mean, the Muppets are always there. They're there every year.
But why?
I don't know. You think if there was like a movie or like anything really. Also, can we not have fucking Snoop Dogg just showing off, just doing a performance for one of his new songs of his next album?
That was fucking stupid.
Have it relate to gaming?
Gaming in some way? Yeah.
It's like, well, he's there because he's launching a studio. Cool. Are any of these songs in the game? No.
He's making his own video game studio?
Apparently.
You know what? I better him than Elon Musk. Cool, whatever.
That's
Snoop Dogg making video games.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, who the fuck knows? Who knows? Who cares? All I know is that was when I went to the bathroom. I flipped it on mute and I went to the bathroom and I was like, nice. It was great. Like everything else, like fine. I wasn't super crazy about one thing. Although I was like, the Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'm like, come on, you can't do racing games and then not have supersonic racing.
They announced like the last 3 Sonic Racing games without supersonic racing.
I know, but come on, you got to bring it back, or at least give Shadow a gun.
Nah, bro.
That's for the movie.
Yeah, dude, it's sad because, well, Supersonic Racing that first showed up in Sonic R, right? That's the game that appeared in?
Yeah, I believe so.
And that game was absolute dog shit. So
yeah,
maybe
but the song was so good.
The song was so good, but the game was so bad.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes.
So they can't just be like, hey guys, we're going to use the same song, but, well, they could do that. They probably could do that. They should have done that, honestly.
That's what I'm saying.
But
nah, I just want it for memes.
I mean, yeah. Can we get another Muppets movie or a Muppets video game or a Muppets anything? Because here's the thing: everybody likes the Muppets, but they're not. Disney's like Sony and Xbox. They're not doing anything with them. Did you hear they're shutting down Muppet Vision 3D? Like they're completely demolishing that area of Disneyland.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
To make way for a new Monsters Inc. ride.
Interesting.
You have a great franchise like the Muppets, and this is how we treat them. Making them side characters in the fucking Game Awards.
Side characters? What are you talking about? They were the main characters. And don't you dare call them comic relief.
That's effectively what they were, though.
I understand
That's
that.
what they tried to make them anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes it was just like, no. I was like, yeah, maybe I got a little chuckle here and there, but it was just like, oh, why are we still here? I don't know. Is it over yet? And I'm like, oh, shut up. Well, that's what we're all thinking. Well, isn't that so funny? And I'm like, no, it's really not.
It was just annoying, and it made me upset and depressed.
I was just like
Kojima watching the Muppets.
There's the thing where it's making fun of yourself, or it's just stating the obvious. You know, like that was just like, I feel like they were just like, oh, wouldn't it be really funny to do this? And it's basically just like, no. But everyone always says that every year. It's like we run too long. It's like we take all this time and everything like that. We do all these stupid awards that it's like, oh, we got DLC for Game of the Year type thing. Who approved that? And I'm just like, yeah, we're all saying that. Doesn't mean you should make fun of your own thing you're literally doing right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little. Maybe we're all being a little too critical about it. Maybe it was just funny, you know. But overall,
they tried to do
every time they come up, I'm just like, oh.
They tried to do something interesting and unique, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
You want to go down the list for games that won shit?
Yeah. Do we want to do? We can go from like bottom up this again.
Sure. Let's start with most anticipated.
Oh, cool! GTA 6. Who would have thought?
Yeah, best esports game, League of Legends.
Wow, who would have thought?
Crazy.
Best esport athlete, Faker. Who would have thought? Best esport team, T1, the one that's Faker's on.
Nobody cares. The one that for best adaptation, I think we both said it's going to be Arcane, right?
Yeah, I guess I was just like, I really had no concept of how good Fallout actually was. Like, people loved Arcane, and the only really criticism I heard about Arcane Season 2 was that it felt rushed at the end, especially. Like they needed another season to explore something.
Fallout was my second pick. I'm proud of that.
I mean, I was my second pick too. I didn't think any of the other three were going to even come close to either of those.
No.
That's
like cool though.
I was like, Knuckles is, I guess, funny-ish. I don't know. I haven't seen anything from it. Like a Dragon apparently was just bad. Everyone tells me it's just bad. And Tomb Raider, I didn't even know. Okay. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I knew it was a thing. I just haven't seen it. I've heard okay things about it though. But Fallout was really good, and so was Arcane. I do get where people are coming from, where it's like Arcane may be the better show, but Fallout is a better adaptation.
Yeah. Yeah, considering that everyone's just like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, Arcane's so great and everything like that. But it's just like, but don't ever play League of Legends. Don't ever do that. Like, you're walking into a beeswax or whatever, and you're just gonna get stung 1,000 times to death.
You watch Fallout, you play New Vegas, you have an okay time. You watch Arcane, decide to play League of Legends, and then regret all your life choices. Yep.
Worst idea you ever had. So, yeah, I could see that's reasonings why. So, actually, in an actual good Fallout show, so that was good. I also found it funny that the main character for Fallout was also the voice actress for Jinx. So I'm just like, there was
Wait,
no
really?
losing.
That's awesome.
There was no losing for her.
Wait a minute. I think I saw an interview with her where she was like, I need to stop doing these adaptations. I'm quickly going to be seen as the video games girl.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah, that was what I remember hearing that not long after I think it was the announcements of the Game Awards, and because of that, and I'm just like, I mean, I guess if that's
awesome,
not what you want to
She's doing a great job.
Yeah, I was like, I guess that's fine if that's not what you want to do, but I'm sitting here going just like, I mean, wasn't there like whole things that like there was like some actors didn't want to like sign long-term contracts with like Marvel because they didn't want to be known as like the superhero like typecast or whatever.
I guess so, but it's like you found your niche. It's not hard. It's not easy to become like a popular like actor or actress, and you know you have your way in, and people like you.
I don't know.
There are worse things to be known as than the video game girl. Is all I'm trying to say.
This is true. It was like I'll always completely off topic, but there was always there was the infamous butt fumble that the New York Jets had, and the quarterback's name is Mark Sanchez. So whenever I hear Mark Sanchez, I think, oh, the butt fumble guy. So you're not the butt fumble guy. That's all I'm trying to get at.
I mean, in terms of like movies and TV shows, though, it's like at least she has variety too if she wants to continue doing video game stuff. Because it's like there are some actors where it's like Daniel Radcliffe, no matter how many movies he does, he's always going to be known as Harry Potter.
Yep.
He's always going to be the fucking. What is wrong with you?
It's also not necessarily his fault either. It's just like he agreed to take on the role when he was very young. He didn't understand this is going to be a big hit. I mean, nobody really could have. I mean, he sort of saw that coming, but not really. You couldn't really know until like the first few films were out, but then it's just like at that point.
I mean, that's the case with almost every typecast, right? Like, I think even looking back, I wouldn't say like even like what's his name, Robert Downey Jr. I don't think he at the time knew just how big the MCU was going to be.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Because he got on the very ground floor, but it's like he's another person where. Again, no matter how many movies he does, I liked him in Oppenheimer, but he's always going to be Iron Man, I think, to some people.
Yeah. I mean, to a lot of people, whenever you hear Robert Downey Jr., he's like, he's just Iron Man, bro. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess some actors and actresses don't want that, but...
Which is fair.
It's fine. Understandable. Anyway, moving on. Best multiplayer was Helldivers 2. I was a little shocked that Call of Duty didn't win it, but I'm glad that for Helldivers.
Yeah. I mean, Helldivers was... I think a lot of people, because of how the community doesn't like the game's updates, I think a lot of people kind of forget that, you know, Helldivers for a while just took over the games industry. You know, everyone was talking about Helldivers. It was the biggest thing in the world. It's like they had trouble keeping servers up because more than like 500,000 people wanted to log on at a single time.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it was nutty. Yeah, if you really just take out like, you know, Sony's meddling about adding the PSN's like verification or whatever dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. But, you know, you take that out or whatever, and it's like everyone would always look at Helldivers going like, this is like what the standard should be for like multiplayer games going forward. It still should be, but...
wasn't our pick for this Super Mario Party, though?
For best multiplayer?
Yeah.
No, I think I either said it was probably going to be Call of Duty or Helldivers. Jamboree, I said for family game, best family.
Yeah.
So, but we'll get there. I don't know. I was just like, oh, surprised it was Call of Duty. Good for Helldivers though.
Yeah.
So, best sports and racing game was EA Sports FC 25. Wow, who would have guessed?
Oh, good for them. Cool.
Wow.
Okay.
Moving on. The bar is so low for sports and racing games. Who the fuck cares?
I think I got this one right too. For best.
Yeah, best simulation / strategy game would be Frostpunk 2. You did say Frostpunk 2.
Yeah. That's good. I like Frostpunk 1, so Frostpunk 2. If that game's as good, then that's good.
Yeah. I have never played any of the Frostpunk games or any of these games that are on this list. So, wouldn't know. Best family game went to Astrobot.
Unfucking believably, I did not think it was going to go to Astrobot at all.
Well, it comes down to what they address best family as or whatever. It's like some of these are generic. Some of these can be very generic, and some of these can mean one or two things. When I read best family, I think of game that you would play with your family or friends or whatever type thing or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
So, Astrobot's a single player game. I don't like and this is where I just go. It's like, okay, so best family game really should just come down to like a game you can play in front of your parents and they won't go, "Oh, you're fucking weird" type thing, or what the hell are you playing?
They should just call it best kids game. I don't.
But they don't want to associate any of these games with kids. That's the problem with saying that, like just like young kids or whatever.
I don't understand why. It's like, what's the big stigmata? People know that these are kids' games.
Well, Astrobot isn't a kids' game.
Yes, it fucking is. You fucking man.
What are you talking about? No, but that's honestly how I look at it. It's like, yes, whether or not it should be like best kids game or whatever. It's like that's how I read this category.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Still kind of wish it went to Plucky Squire, but Astrobot was really good, and I'm glad that it won.
Yeah. Yeah. Best fighting game, Tekken 8. A little shocked on that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought that Sparking Zero had it for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think Tekken 8 was my third pick behind Sparking Zero and Marvel vs. Capcom.
I just figured Sparking Zero had this like in the bag. I was like, I guess next would be like
don't
Tekken
get me
8
wrong.
probably.
I thought that too, but
I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're in a friend group with a bunch of Dragon Ball fans, so we thought maybe it was big. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess.
Or none of us really played Tekken 8.
Well, this is why we need to get Ghost in here, because he has played Tekken 8.
That's
I
true.
think he likes it, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm just glad it didn't go to Multiverses.
Oh, thank God it did not go to that. So, yeah.
That's cool, though.
Yeah. Good for Tekken 8.
Best RPG.
Metaphor ReFantazio.
Thank God it did not go to Shadow of the Elder Tree.
Yeah, Shadow of the Earth Tree.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, I'm like, I don't know if it'll win, but I'm gonna pull for it type thing. And I was like, oh shit, I actually won.
That's good. It deserved to win. Absolutely.
It did. I was like, man, after seeing as many awards as it did win here, I'm just like, maybe I should actually get around to playing it. Move it up in the queue a little bit. I was like, my brother loved it. I think he said he's like at the final boss basically, but he's a classic player where he has to like grind out everything to the max before he goes to fight the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Next we got best action / adventure game. Went to Astrobot again.
Okay, cool.
I don't know how to feel about that one. I really don't. It's like
I'm not really a fan of this.
Particular fan of any of the other ones that are on this list. Like Silent Hill, I could say, but I don't call it an adventure game.
No, that's.
I also don't call it an action game.
I
also don't call it an action game. It's a horror game. So I'm like, I just felt like this one was very weak this year. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, it is incredibly weak, I think.
Yeah.
I'm glad Prince of Persia at least got nominated. That game just did not get very much recognition at all.
No, because Ubisoft didn't market it at all.
No. Ubisoft screwed over that game so hard, and they charged $60 for it.
Ubisoft
Or $70.
is doing their darndest to make it at the lowest point possible, so that way they can sell at the lowest point they could possibly get.
Yeah,
They're doing a fantastic job at it right now.
I'm wondering who's going to end up picking up Ubisoft if they do end up going for sale. I just hope it's just not Tencent. I hope and pray.
I was thinking to myself, does Microsoft try that now? But I'm like, I don't know. Do they want to? I mean, maybe the Assassin's Creed domain might be worth enough in their mind. / Rainbow Six as well.
I mean, that and Far Cry, I think. Probably.
Yeah. It's I guess throwing all those games on Game Pass could be worth it.
I mean, if anything, it'd give them a reason to raise Game Pass prices again.
That is true as well. All the more reason that they should do that. Just kidding.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
God, that pisses. I love Game Pass, but it pisses me off because they're holding my game's library hostage.
Yeah.
It's an abusive relationship. I love it, but I also know I can't get rid of it.
There's no winners in here, only pain. Anyway. Best action game went to Black Myth Wukong. It's not too much of a shocker there.
Which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Black Myth Wukong is really good. I still wish it went to Warhammer 40k. It's I heard Space Marine 2 was just so fucking good.
I don't.
Everything I've heard about this game is so so. Just But yeah, Black Myth Wukong. It's a cool game, I guess.
My only thing about Warhammer is that Warhammer just has its fans and it has its niche, and it's for anyone that isn't already in Warhammer, I feel it's extremely daunting to get into.
I can agree to that absolutely. As someone that's trying to get into Warhammer.
Yeah. I look at it and I go, I mean, this looks really fucking cool, but and then you try and actually get into it and you're like, oh, this is a fucking lot, dude.
It's really cool though. It's so cool.
Yeah. Like I said, don't doubt it. I just can't. I'm just I'm good.
Yeah.
So we got best VR AR game was the Batman Arkham Shadow.
No one's surprised.
Great job.
Yep.
Best mobile game went to Balatro, which is awesome because I thought for sure it was going to be the Pokemon trading card game.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, it was my thought.
I remember we disagreed for this category, and we both got it wrong. You thought it was going to be Pokemon trading card game. I thought it was going to go to Zenless Zone Zero.
The what is MiHoYo verse or whatever it is called or whatever. That ain't that big.
It is huge.
It's not big enough to beat out Pokemon though, in my mind.
I mean, I guess you're right, but Balatro.
But neither one of us were right. So hey, good job, Balatro. Speaking of Balatro, hey, best debut indie game and best indie game were both Balatro. I mean, when you're up for Game of the Year, it's I'm not surprised that three for best mobile, best debut indie, and best indie game we're all gonna be probably that.
Yeah, I wish they would have switched it up for best indie and best debut indie. I think that would have been a good opportunity to give recognition to something else.
Yeah, I agree.
It's you already got best debut indie game. For best indie, you can't give it to Animal Well or Neva or anything else. It has to just win both categories. What's the point of having two of them then?
Well, sometimes the best indie game isn't always their first one.
I suppose so.
So, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is just another one of those moments where it's just a studio was made and then they made a really good game and it just blew up. So,
yeah,
it happens.
I'm not trying to shit
on No.
Absolutely
it's just like
yeah.
It just sometimes it just happens. So, best community support went to Baldur's Gate 3. I think there was no shockers there.
Yeah,
absolutely no shockers there.
Fuck you, Fortnite. Fucking Skibidi Toilet bitch. Look at you losing to Baldur's Gate 3.
For best community support, because y'all are fake fans with your Skibidi Toilets.
Dumb cunts. Stay in the trash where
Damn.
you belong.
All right, moving on. Best ongoing
Moving
game.
on, yeah.
Helldivers 2. Considering it won, what was it, best multiplayer game or whatever?
Yeah.
Not too much of a shocker there. This is the problem with some of these, with these like some of these categories or whatever. It's like you can kind of figure it out as it goes along or whatever, or even just seeing like the ones or whatever. It's like, oh, best multiplayer game. Well, it's probably gonna go to best ongoing game too. Not always the case, but sometimes it can be obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Games for Impact went to Neva. Super excited for that one.
Absolutely.
Then we have Innovation and Accessibility went to Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Actually, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that it won that.
Best Performance went to Melina Juergens for the Hellblade 2.
Not surprised, honestly.
I actually quite was, because I'm like,
really?
Brianna, in my mind, I was like, just seeing some of the lines that like Aerith has for Brianna White in Final Fantasy VII, I'm amazed she did not win this. Considering that every other one, basically, like every other like award thing that had something like this, she won it, and I'm just like, wow.
I don't know, man. Melina's performance in Hellblade 2 was absolutely fantastic.
Not saying it was bad.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'm just like, man, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too biased about that one, but like,
nah, it's okay.
I don't know. Like, everything. I was just like, yeah. I mean, Rebirth is basically just Aerith's game, and then I think Brianna White just fucking nailed it. I don't know. So, but good for Melina. Best audio design went to Hellblade 2 for their 4 hours of gameplay.
Okay, come on. It's longer than that.
I know.
Let's try and be respectful here.
No, honestly, I was like looking at the other ones. I'm like, I mean, probably. I was like, I
always going to this
I always
or
said,
Silent Hill.
I always said Silent Hill, like, because I always say things have that, but it's like, yeah. But I know they did really good job for like the sound and the art. It all looks fantastic and sounds amazing. So
yeah,
go for that. Best score in music. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and when the third game comes out, the third game will also win it, because it won it won it for the remake, it won it for Rebirth, and it will win it for the third, because everyone just has so much. And look, again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's not undeserving of it, but I'm sitting here going just like, we've heard most of these songs before, and I feel like the only standout song was No Promise to Keep, which is the Aerith song that they showed off, and I'm like, it's all the same music otherwise. Majority of it's a lot of the same. I don't know. I would have liked to see something else win this. I will be honest.
Yeah.
It's like I would have rather seen, like, honestly, Metaphor. Metaphor has some great music in there too. Or that. I don't know.
I mean, I kind of wish it went to Metaphor too. I have the same issue. It's like the music is good in Silent Hill 2 too, but again, it's just the same music from Silent Hill 2. It's like, why is that even there?
Yeah, it's like, yes, there are a few new songs in the Rebirth or whatever, but like for the most part, it's the same ones, and some of them are just straight reused from the original remake. I don't know. It is what it is. Best art direction went to Metaphor ReFantazio, which I'm just like, hell fucking yeah. I thought Shadow of the Erdtree was going to win it again, but nope, it did not. Suck it.
I was kind of hoping it was going to go to Neva.
I was too, but I was like, man,
I'm not disappointed. Yeah.
So I was like, just seeing some of the artwork for that, like, and dude, I don't know, Atlas is just on point with their like pause menus or whatever. Just fucking great. Just great. When most of the time it's just like, oh, it's just the characters just standing there. It's all boring, like, and they just go, oh, let's just throw in all this art. Best narrative went to Metaphor Fantasio.
Absolutely, 100%.
Great.
Deserved, yeah.
Exactly. And then best game direction went to Astrobot, along with Game of the Year.
So, if we're going by the definition that they lay it out on their own website for best game direction, shouldn't that go to Balatro?
It should, but again, what does game direction even mean at this point?
I don't even fucking know, dude. They put a DLC on there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I mean, we talked about this when we
talked about this last week. Yeah, so we don't need to harp on.
We don't need to hashtag it. But it's like when it comes down to it, is that game direction should not be just second place or just like continue to suck the dick of the Game of the Year winner type thing. It should come down to the game they believe was designed the most unique, most interesting, that pushed boundaries, that was innovative in every way, shape, or form.
Games that push the games industry forward, yeah.
Or just like took a different spin on an already like very used archetype or whatever with Balatro or whatever. It's just like you take the roguelike and kind of twist it with a card game in ways that how would you make poker a roguelike game? I don't know, but they did it. You know?
Yeah, I kind of want to try it, but I'm a little nervous too, because I hear it's really addictive.
Yeah, I don't need to be putting more time in a game that
should be dedicated to other games.
Yes, yeah. I don't need to add another time sink onto my board because there's already enough of those. But yeah, it's like, to me, it's like that this is a no-brainer. It should be Balatro or whatever, but it's like, nope, it's gonna be Astrobot, the thing that's literally just walking around, have fun with some characters from old and current PlayStation games, and then go, haha, look at that, it's great.
I mean, I'm actually not disappointed that Astrobot won Game of the Year. Honestly, I heard it was a really like solidly designed game and that people really enjoyed it, and
I don't doubt that. And I'm not trying to, draw shit onto Astrobot. I'm not trying to bring.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish
shame
it would
or whatever.
I wish it would have gone to something like Refantasio or Balatro, but
can I honestly say though, for 1 second, that looking at this as objectively as my objective mind can do, is Astrobot really the best game that came out this year?
No, it's not.
Exactly.
It's not even close.
That's my number one thing. Is that objectively, is it a good game? Yes. Would I say it's the best game out of this entire list or any of the other games that came out this year? I don't think it can. I think it's fun. I think it's a great game that allows you to kind of mess around and have fun and stuff like that, while adding a bunch of new elements into it. But I look at these other games and I go, I don't know, man. I think they did a lot better. I think that it's done much better, but it's like, that's, again, I feel like subjective, and that's where this kind of goes out the window.
I do want to say the statement made by like the lead developer of Wukong kind of upset me, where he wrote his acceptance speech 2 years in advance, and he complained, being like, why'd I even show up if I wasn't going to win Game of the Year?
Yeah.
It's like, I get having crazy confidence, but it's like, nothing's a guarantee. There are always
absolutely
games that could be better than yours, and to just write off basically everything else because, well, my game's the best, obviously it's going to win. There's no point in me even showing up if it's not. It's a little...
quite cocky.
I don't know. Yeah, I just wasn't a fan of that at all.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't know, that also brings in the idea that it's just like, oh, game developers started making games specifically like to try and win Game of the Year, and I'm like, that's should not be what you're trying to do when you're making a game or whatever.
Just make a good, fun video game.
Exactly. It's like, oh, it's like, this is going to be Game of the Year material or whatever, and I'm going like, you can't say that when the game's not even out. And also, you shouldn't be making games like that.
Well, and at the end of the day, the Game of the Year is just the best Game of the Year. So I get the idea of wanting to make the best game possible. But shoot so high to be like, well, my game is going to be the Game of the Year, and...
I'm not... Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like when you make a game, it's like yes, you should be proud and you should be passionate about what you're making, and everything like that. And if that happens, it's probably going to be a great game. And if you really believe it and think it's going to be that good, then yes, it might be up there for a game of the year type thing. So,
but I get what you're saying too. It's like you look at what people. If you're looking at like industry trends and like what's won game of the year in the past, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna make this game specifically designed to win game of the year. That's kind of shitty.
yeah. It's like if that's like your whole reason to try and make a good game is to win game of the year, don't do that. That's not going to make you win game of the year. I'm going to tell you that right now. I did like the little speech given before the game of the year or whatever, like kind of like leading up to it or whatever. I was like, that's honestly perfect way to do it or whatever. And It's just like, oh yeah, I know which game's going to win this year and the next year and the year after that and the year after that. It's going to be the ones that are the most passionate. The ones that believe it, that listen to the players and everything like that. And it was just like, yeah. If you haven't heard the speech, like when leading up to the announcement of the game of the year, go watch it. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's like good for Astrobot. I mean, would I have liked to have seen something else win it? Yeah, probably. But in the end,
I'm not too upset.
It's really. A war that means pretty much nothing other than just like, oh, good job, you made what would be considered the best game of the year. It's always subjective though. But yeah, at least I like actually kind of enjoyed watching this year as opposed to the last couple of years where I feel like I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean by wanting to pick up Paltrow and just like, oh, just try it or whatever. It'll be fine.
I know that it wouldn't be.
No.
I mean, we've discussed this. I know we've discussed this before, but I'm a fucking sucker. I'm not. I shouldn't be playing games like that.
Yeah.
Hell, I shouldn't be playing games like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, but guess what I'm doing.
Yep. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So I think we asked each other like this last week, but what was your personal game of the year in terms of games that did come out this year that you played?
I don't know. Honestly, it's probably just Persona 3 Reload, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I loved that story and everything about it. I look back and I go, man, what the fuck was I doing all of the early 2000s that I just completely missed out on the Persona series? Like JRPGs was what I was all about back then. How the fuck did I miss this?
Like, wasn't your first game like? No, you played Persona 4 before you played Persona 5, but
yeah,
that was after Persona 5 had come out, right?
No. So what happened is that 5 came out. I just didn't have a PlayStation 4 to play 5. But then they announced the Persona 4 Golden for PC, and I played that.
That's right. Okay.
And then I was just like, well, now I got to go play 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. I will be curious to see one. I also after playing Persona 3 Reload, I really want them to make a remake for 4 now. I totally play that. But I also want them to focus on making Persona 6.
Have they haven't remade Persona 2 yet, have they?
No, they have not. That's another one that people kind of want to.
Remake that one first. I want to see a remake of 4 too, but remake Persona 2 first.
I feel at this point it's like just go back and do if you got to do like 2-1 or whatever, even if like whatever, just do them just so that way people can play them.
Yeah.
Or even if they're just ports, I guess. I don't know. But so yeah, I was like, honestly, after that, I don't even know. Hades 2, I guess. It's not out yet, but
yeah,
it's so good.
I still have yet to try out Hades 2.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like, did you play Hades 1?
Yes, obviously.
I figured as
Hades
much.
1.
So just take everything that's great about Hades, about the first Hades, and then multiply
just
that by
turn it up to
10.
11.
Yeah, just multiply all
okay.
that by times 10, basically. And then there's also new features that are you just go, holy shit, this adds so much.
Fuck. Okay.
Couple that with the classic great voice acting with the awesome soundtrack. So good. Whatever Supergiant does, just whatever, keep doing it. as I've said every time we talk about any Supergiants game ever, they're awesome. So I also didn't realize, it's real fast, just a random thought that popped in my head.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize that the Elden Ring announcement was a spin-off game. I thought it was just more DLC for the first game.
I knew pretty quickly that it was a spinoff, but
I figured it was just like a
great.
DLC or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, this is a spin-off game? What? It's co-op
cool,
too?
It's a co-op survival game, which is weird.
That's strange.
It is very strange. I have no idea how that's gonna go. It will be damn
something.
interesting to see, yeah.
I literally just found that out as I was looking through this stuff. I'm like, I did not realize this was a co-op game. It's a spin-off, and I'm like, oh, this isn't DLC. Huh. Okay.
Nice. Maybe they're trying to avoid the controversy they had this year.
Maybe they're like, but if we do a spin-off game, then we can be Game of the Year again. What would be your game of the year for this year then?
For games that came out this year?
Yeah.
I only played one game that came out this year.
Dude, I know that feel.
I mean, it was pretty good, though. Have you ever heard of Caravan Sandwich?
Caravan Sandwich. I don't think I have.
It's an exploration game. I just really like the developer, so I picked it up when it first came out.
Oh, this game. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
seeing this game. Nice.
I mean, I want to imagine it'd still be pretty high up if I played other video games.
Probably.
It sucked, though, because I mainly played, really old stuff and Dead by Daylight and nothing else. I think, in terms of, games overall that I just played this year, Symphony of the Night, a game that came out on, PlayStation 1?
Probably. Something around that.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with games coming out this year or whatever. It's like, while I played a few games or whatever, it's like I didn't. It's like I played 2, honestly. I don't know. Being an adult where you don't have time to actually play stuff makes it a little hard.
Mm-hmm. I own Double Exposure. I haven't played it yet. So I guess there's that. But
What would you
dude,
say?
I
What would you say your game of the year was if it didn't include games that came out this year?
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
I mean, that game is just peak. It's like you don't beat Symphony of the Night.
Don't beat Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night beats you.
How about you? I mean, it's like that game is the Metroidvania, man. It's like
It's true. It's the thing that basically spawned its own thing.
How about for you? Games that necessarily didn't come out this year, but was still probably your favorite of the year.
I don't know, man. I was like, I just played a lot. I just played a lot of Hades 2 and a lot of. It's like I played SMT5 Vengeance. I know that was another game that came out this year. I love that one. I like that one, but I also like the original SMT5. Although I will say the Vengeance one did add a lot and a lot of difficulty to the game, so it's like it was a nice add-on.
Here's for anticipated games that are coming out next year. Which is your most anticipated?
Got no idea. Don't damn clue. Are we saying Hades 2 comes out next year? Because then it's Hades 2.
I thought you were gonna say Slay the Spire 2, but
honestly, it probably should be Slay the Spire, but I'm like, I don't know.
Can Silksong come out next year, please?
I'm starting to give up. I'm slowly giving up hope for that one.
Oh, come on, man. We can't do that.
It's waning hard, man. Real fast, since we didn't bring it up, but our prediction was wrong about we didn't see a GTA 6 trailer.
That's true. Yeah, we talked about that for like
I said there was like a 95% chance that we were going to see a GTA 5 trailer, and it didn't happen.
GTA 6.
Whatever,
yeah,
close enough. Look, you're one number off. It only took them 12 years to make. What is it, 12, 14 years? Whatever. How long is it?
Who cares? But yeah, dude, that's fucking weird because doesn't it come out like next summer?
I mean, I don't think we know really. God, it was 11 years.
It comes out next year. That's all that matters.
I mean, yeah, they said it was 2025. Does this, as I was thinking of it, does this further the point that it will come out like holiday next year or whatever, or is this likely that it's going to get pushed to 2026?
I don't know. I still think it's going to come out. I'm confident it comes out holiday of next year. I still think so. I don't think it's getting pushed back. How about you?
I
think
believe
they're
it.
gonna do it?
Assuming it's not
Okay.
like, I don't know, like if we don't see like a trailer probably by the end of March, I can pretty much safely assume that it's probably going to be pushed.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get something around that time, it's like, it probably would make that. It probably will make there.
In terms of just my hopes for the games industry moving forward, I really hope. This year was so terrible in terms of things like layoffs and studio closures and stuff, and I know like how shitty of a position that Ubisoft is in right now. Like, they are hanging on by a thread, man. If Shadows doesn't hit, they're gonna be in a world of trouble, I think. But
yeah, they're going to be in an interesting spot, I think, if that happens.
yeah,
I think they're riding a lot on this next AC game.
Mm-hmm. Which is not good at all.
No, it's not good at all.
I really hope that in terms of like, again, layoffs and studio closures, that it's better than this year was, because I think this year was worse than last year in terms of studio closures and layoffs. And last year was really bad.
Yeah.
It just sucks to see so many talented people losing their spot in the industry that we all care about.
Yeah.
It also sucks to see I think our both like one of our favorite hobbies going in this direction where less people are getting work.
It's
depressing, man.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's like less people are getting work, and then it just feels like the games aren't getting better. Like a lot of AAA games you can just tell are just they threw money in here because they thought it was going to make money type thing, and it's just like, and then nobody plays it, and then it's the vicious cycle. AAA title publisher puts a lot of money into this thing that they have no idea or passion how to make or want to make. In essence, then they go, why didn't this sell well? Hey, you guys are all fired now. And then it's just a vicious cycle. So it's just like, I think that if the games industry ever, publishers, more likely, ever get the idea that gaming, while can make money, should be about the passion and the creativity of the people that you have and stuff like that, because they're the ones that ultimately come up with the idea. People rally behind the idea and just go hard into it. And just if I'm the publishers or whatever, if I'm the big bosses, I'm going to try and keep my hands off as much as possible.
Yeah.
When that happens, we're going to see the gaming swing the entire opposite direction. When that will happen, who knows? If it even happens at all.
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, that is the dream right there.
Yeah.
So it's like it's why people oftentimes say it's like when these if there's enough of like the developers that lose their job or whatever, then they all work together to make just an indie studio, and they basically said, okay, we're our own bosses now, and they make all these phenomenal games. It's like the indie scene could take over type thing, and we could have like, there's like the indies. There's already kind of this idea that there's like AA games where they're not quite AAA games, but like they're still kind of independent, but like you can see that they put a lot of money and time and effort into it, more than you would see a traditional indie game kind of do that.
Yeah.
So it's just like the idea that AA games could be on the rise, I think is an idea that might be worth exploring in the next year or two.
Mm-hmm. Something we forgot to mention is they didn't really show much off, but the fact that they're making another Okami game is pretty hype.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a game that was how long ago at this point?
That was like an early Wii game, dude. That was fucking forever
that was
ago.
A long time ago. It's like, yeah, it looks great though.
Mm-hmm. There was a game that was announced and got a trailer that I hope and pray fails spectacularly.
Like, which one would that one be?
To lose so much money, and I want it to send a message to basically the entire rest of the industry. Did you see that AI cat game that got announced?
Yes.
Fuck that game. They said they came out and said this game was not developed with the help of AI at all. I do not believe it. There's no way that this, like, just looking at it, there's no way this game was not developed with AI.
I don't know. It's just like looking at it, I was just like, what the hell am I looking at? Like, I
don't even know. We know nothing about it. They didn't show off any gameplay. They just said it's an open world MMO, I guess. Which, I don't even know, dude. I don't know.
This is a strange time to be, a fan of gaming.
Yeah.
It really truly is.
What did you think of Split Fiction? That
it's like
It Takes Two people.
The makers of It Takes Two. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of those like co-op games or whatever. Like I think they're great when playing with a friend or whatever.
Yeah. I think the premise is super interesting too.
Yeah, they're like writers that are like, oh, they're gonna get their shit stolen or whatever, but now they're just trapped inside it and they have to find a way out.
You think it'll do as well as It Takes Two did?
Probably.
That's good. I'm glad.
People generally like those games, and it's another type of game that I'm surprised that more developers haven't done,
tried to replicate.
Yeah, like tried to replicate it or something like that. Like, I thought like A Way Out was like, I thought like a lot of people, like a lot of different developers were going to try this kind of game or whatever, because it was like, because the original A Way Out, if you wanted to play on with another person like online, you needed to get 2 copies of it, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it was after that game they decided that you don't need to buy a second copy of that game.
Which was smart, yeah.
Yeah, it's smart. Like if you want to play it with other friends, like if one or both of you wants to just like, I think what are those? They're like $40 games or something like that, or I don't know if they're like I don't know if they're the full 60 or whatever. But however much they are, you split like half and half or whatever, and you play with that person. Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. All the more reason for making a fun game that you can play with your friends, and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.
An arm and a leg, yeah.
Exactly.
Something I really didn't expect to show up. I did not think that we were going to get another Turok game. That came completely out of left field. And the fact that it's a third-person game now? I don't know, dude. That's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely strange.
You ever play the old Turok games?
I have not.
No. So yeah, that's the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks because I feel like we already know what the game of the year next year is going to be. If GTA 6 actually comes out.
Assuming Yeah, assuming GTA 6 comes out at the time that we, holiday, whatever. That's not like, late December or whatever, so that they can. Because, like, the thing is, like, even if it comes out, like, late December and doesn't have eligibility for next year, it's like, it's just going to probably win the year after that.
Yeah. Whatever year GTA 6 comes out, it's gonna be the winner.
Yeah. It sucks, but also at the same time, I mean, if it's good, then sure.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I just like how I look here. It's like, oh, Borderlands 4, we're not going to have we're going to have less toilet humor. And I'm just like,
that's good to hear, actually.
Yeah. And I'm like, good? Because half of what made Borderlands 2 good, it was that the jokes did land and weren't just like, look at this stupid shit or whatever. And I'm just like, no.
That does give me hope, yeah. The fact that Randy Pitchford came out and was like, if there is a single use of the word skibbity in Borderlands 4, I'm killing myself.
Just have some nice setups or whatever, bring in some like actual comedians to do some stuff or whatever, or just, I'm sure the developers can have great ideas for, some great jokes that aren't, toilet humor.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've talked about this before, but didn't we hear that the previews for Borderlands 4 have been pretty good? Like, people have been saying that the game is legit, really awesome. From just the early playtest stage, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, there's a few YouTubers I'm sure would get first grabs at it or whatever, because they're like. They're always the ones that are like, oh, look at this build or whatever for this one character or whatever. So, I'm hoping that early next year we'll get a good look at each of the Vault Hunters to see how each of them play and everything like that, and general sense of maybe what the story is.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's really what I'm hoping for with that game.
How was Lord of the Rings War of Rohirrim?
Oh God, yeah. Totally forgot about that for some reason. That's
a movie I've been looking forward to too. It looks rad as hell.
It's really good, honestly. It's probably one of my favorite Lord of the Rings films. That's not necessarily Lord of the Rings,
yeah,
or whatever. It's kind of a spin-off, or in a way. The animation is a little wonky at the beginning. There's a lot of times where you see the mouths of the characters kind of just not moving with what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I can't tell if they rewrote some of the early dialogue basically and then just didn't have time to reanimate it so that way it looked fine. I can't tell if it was that or they spent so much time on the battle sequences and everything like that they didn't. Then they went back and they go, "Oh, this is all wrong. We didn't animate this." And they go, "Do your best you can, and we'll have to ship it like that because we don't have time." So it's just it takes you out a little bit at the start, mm-hmm. but after 20 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes, you're whatever happened there is completely fine now because there is nothing wrong with the animation at that point. It's fucking gorgeous.
That's good.
That's why I say it's I think they probably just rewrote some lines if I had to guess. Maybe re-record some lines, and they just didn't quite match up at some points. I just know that there's one time where she's talking to the king or whatever, and you can literally see his mouth not moving, but you can hear it, and you go, interesting. Ooh, yeah, I was a little concerned at the beginning when I saw that, and I was just it's good. It's just but man, it's when the mouth's not even moving and you're talking, it's that kind of takes you out of it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily that did not stay. So, but yeah, when I say it's legitimately one of my favorites, it's it is one of my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah, it's if you're on the fence about watching it, just go watch it. It's so good.
Oh no, I was. I'm not talking. I just haven't got.
I'm not talking to you.
You're talking
I'm
to
talking
the audience,
to everyone else.
Okay. You knew I was going to watch it.
Oh, absolutely. It's when me and my brother when we walked out of the theater or whatever, he was just he's not a big movie guy, so sometimes I have to convince him to go to movies with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, you want to go? Like, let's go watch this film. I was like, it's Lord of the Rings. You love Lord of the Rings. And he goes, yeah, sure, or whatever. He walked out of there going, I'm so glad you talked me into watching this.
Nice. That's awesome.
So we're just like, yes. Now, if only I could do that for Sonic 3.
Is he not going to Sonic 3?
He hasn't seen any of the Sonic films. He doesn't want to, and I'm just like, you fucking
Why?
mad
They're
lad.
so good.
You can watch Keanu Reeves be Shadow.
Dude,
It's like, well, I haven't even seen
something-
the first two. I'm like, you don't need to.
Who cares?
You don't need to. It's got 2 Jim Carreys in it. It was Shadow the Hedgehog as Keanu Reeves. Or is Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog? And it was just like, ay. Do I need to?
Dude,
Is there anything more? Like, do I need to say anything else?
Dude, I saw something recently that made me a little upset in regards to the Sonic movies. I think it was Salty DK Dan where he was like, I don't understand why everyone likes these movies. It's just the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies, but with Sonic the Hedgehog instead of the Chipmunks. And it's like, oh damn. Oh damn, that is kind of what they are, isn't it? Because it's like,
is that so wrong?
no, that it's like, can we fucking move past the guy that adopted Sonic or whatever? Can he just leave now, please? It's like we had our fucking, Alvin and the Chipmunks Dave character for 2 movies. We don't need him anymore. We can just have Sonic the Hedgehog stuff.
We can just be Sonic.
Exactly.
Ugh.
But nah, the movie's gonna end, and then Sonic and Shadow get along, and then he's going to adopt Shadow, and then he's gonna make a lame joke like, oh, but no guns in the house.
Why? I wanted a gun though. No, that's when Knuckles is just like, no, I get
Shadow
no,
shoots
I
him in
get
the
a gun.
face. wait, that's how they write the character out of the Sonic franchise. Shadow just straight up shoots him in the face.
just straight out, just like no, it's like that's right. The new guy doesn't get a gun, I do, and then he just shoots him right in the face, and you go, oh boy. Now here's the thing: does he have a ring with that? Because if he does, he would survive it then.
Nah.
Do we think that Sonic is going to go supersonic again like he did in the second film?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, how else
Do we
can
think
it be
that-
Shadow?
Do we think there's going to be a 4th movie?
Yeah, they got to add the werehog.
Oh man, if they go straight to the werewolf, that'll be awesome.
What if they do like time travel and they do like the Black Knight or something like that?
Oh, that'd be fucking stupid, but it'd be really funny too. They could do basically anything, really. Oh man.
Well, I feel like you got to add.
I really wanted to do the werehog now. Actually, I'm like dedicated to that idea.
Look, at a minimum, you got to add all the rest of the Sonic crew as well. You got to add, all the ones that everyone loves.
The villains in the next game, in the next movie, are Team Chaotix.
No, it's just we just do Sonic 06.
No. No.
What's wrong with that?
We don't need Silver the Hedgehog or fucking Uncanny Valley Eggman. I need Sonic to not have a romantic relationship with a human character. We can keep that out of the movies.
All right,
Oh
fine.
man, I think we both agreed like Amy's probably going to be in Sonic 4 if
if that happens.
Yeah. They could just do like a Sonic Adventure 2 thing. I mean, I guess no, that's what this movie is. What am I talking
I
about?
was like, yeah, that's kind of what this movie is.
Mm-hmm. You think there's going to be a scene in this movie where somebody confuses Shadow for Sonic?
Probably.
God, I cannot wait for that. I know
Well,
that
Sonic,
joke's
what's up with the
coming,
new
but I
look?
still am. What?
What's up with the new look, Sonic? I mean, he's like, Sonic, you mean that blue hedgehog?
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, what are you doing?
I hate it because I can see that joke coming from a mile away, and I still know I'm gonna laugh like an idiot when it happens.
I mean, there was something in Sonic 2 that was like that too, wasn't there?
I mean, that's where I got it from. Like, that's the whole game's premise. Like, everyone confuses Shadow for Sonic when Shadow commits war crimes. That's the start of the game, basically.
Sonic, why do you have a gun?
I simply don't understand.
I just want to see.
No,
I just want to
wait a
see
minute.
the chaos that is going to be two eggheads or Eggmans.
Sonic 4 is going to be Metal Sonic. That's going to be the antagonist of the next one. They still haven't done Metal Sonic.
It's true, but what if he needs to become the Werehog to defeat Metal Sonic?
I'm also okay with that. We need to see the Werehog in a movie is the thing. I don't care if we need like 7 or 8 movies. We need the Werehog.
Oh,
I need Sonic, now that we've made the Alvin and the Chipmunks comparison. I need more Sonic movies and Squeakquels.
what if Sonic?
So there
3
needs to be more than 5.
What if Sonic 3 just is the like end credit like scene after that, or like post credit scene, is literally just the start of the Smash universe?
Okay, fine. Again,
Mario just jumps out of a ring or something like that, and he goes, "Come with me. I need your help."
I'd
But it's
want to
Chris
die,
Pratt.
You know, I was having a pretty good day so far. And then you had
What
to
are you
say
talking
that.
about?
That and fucking Ryan Reynolds Pikachu and Machine Gun Kelly Link. Oh my god.
Quick, what other characters can we add?
Scarlett Johansson, fucking Samus.
Hey, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, sure. Solid Snake as portrayed by Tom Cruise.
Perfect.
I don't know what other characters are in Smash Brothers.
What if like
Jack Black, Bowser. Chris Pratt again as Dr. Mario.
no, he shows up as Steve from Minecraft.
That's right. Jack Black, Steve from
Because Minecraft is in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, God, the Minecraft movie is going to be dog shit.
God, that it
But-
just looks like ass.
Yep, that's going to be in the Smash Brothers universe, though. What other games are in Smash Brothers? It's like fucking everything
Final
now,
Fantasy.
isn't it?
Cloud just shows up with Sephiroth.
Who plays Cloud?
Great question.
Chris Pratt.
Might as well.
God,
Better
people
question
would
is
be
who plays
so
Sephiroth?
upset. They would be so upset.
Better question is who plays Sephiroth?
Chris Pratt. Keanu Reeves.
Sure. He's got the long hair for it. Just dye it white or whatever. It'll be fine.
Yeah, why not?
Could you imagine like them making like just like a live action Final Fantasy movie?
Yeah, they've already done that.
I understand.
It was terrible.
I know, but it's like today. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't see it.
No, maybe like a mini series, like a Disney Plus show or whatever. I could see them doing that.
I guess I just don't see it.
No, I mean that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it
No.
were to happen, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't.
Man,
They don't need to do that.
hmm Other franchises in Smash, who would be Star Fox? Tom Cruise. Again.
Sure. They just like throw the multiple like characters or whatever in there.
hmm
You know, all the same actor and everything. It'll be great.
I mean, I feel like they could make a pretty good Star Fox movie,
Oh, probably.
being honest.
It's like Hollywood always talking about how it's like, oh, the downfall that is Marvel and superhero movies are a thing of the past now. It's like video game movies is where it's at, and yet feels like a majority of the video game movies that come out are dog shit.
Pretty good. Well, oh, okay.
I don't know. Recently, like there's a few good ones, and then there's like a bunch of bad ones, and then there's like
I mean, in terms of just like raw video game adaptations, though, it's like the Mario movie was pretty good. We got both Arcane and Fallout, which was pretty good. The fucking Detective Pikachu movie was all right.
yeah.
You know, there are definitely some stinkers in there. Don't get me wrong, but
Well, I'm just talking movies. I'm like not even like if you include shows, I think then yes, it turns out to be on average pretty good.
yeah,
But it's like movies. It feels like it's very
for
hit
the
or
most
miss.
part, yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty bad.
It's like you either have Sonic 3 or you have Borderlands, and you go fuck.
I like how we're already calling Sonic 3 a masterpiece.
I'm not saying it's a masterpiece, but it looks fun and it
No, that's what
understands
I'm
what
calling
it
it.
is.
That's what I'm calling it.
All right, well you said that.
I don't give a fuck. Who would be Captain Falcon in the Smash movie?
Whoever can do the best impersonation of "Show me your moves." I don't know.
I know there's the perfect actor for that, but
Who's the Rock?
sure.
He could wear the helmet. He's muscular. David Bautista. I don't know.
Oh no, Bruce Campbell.
Perfect.
Yes, like absolute. It would have to be an older, Captain Falcon, but still, it'd be fun.
It's true.
Oh,
All right. Well, who
man.
plays Joker from Persona 5 then?
Fucking.
Tom Holland.
I would. We would not go see that movie
No,
if
I
they
probably
cast
would not.
Tom Holland as Joker.
I probably would not.
At that point, I'd veto the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know who's like a Timothy Chalamet.
Can we get like a Japanese actor for that, please? There are
Yeah,
there
you
are
kinda-
celebrities
you do
in
need
Japan
one.
that you guys can use.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like what's the guy? What's the guy who plays like the live action Zorro or Sanji? Either one.
Yes.
Either one of
That'd
those
be
guys.
fun. Yeah.
Whoever, I forget their names. I could see that working out.
Can we cast Danny Trejo as Kirby? That shit would be so fucking good. I need that.
Could
in
you
my life.
imagine they made like a Kirby and it's just Danny Trejo?
Yes. Oh my god, he did such a good job as Boots in the Dora movie. I need him to be
I
Kirby.
forgot about that.
Which
Oh man.
that is not the worst adaptation of like a kids show turned into
No.
a movie.
No, it's really not. That's the funny thing.
The thing is I feel like it was aimed at drunk adults rather than children, and I love that.
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't understand who that movie was for. It's definitely
It's for
not
people that came to the movies drunk as fuck, being like, "Oh, this is gonna be super fucking funny."
Yeah,
because
I'll
you're
take
right.
like my young son or daughter to this thing or whatever, get drunk off my ass, and then you go like, "Oh, that was funny. Hey, Boots talked. That was crazy."
Yeah, it's just the kids coming out and they were super bored, and there's this drunk 10 who's just absolutely sloshed, being like, "Oh man, the monkey talk, that was awesome."
Just absolutely losing his damn mind. Do we think that there was more of a reaction when Pikachu talked in the Pokemon movie, or when Boots talked in the Dora movie?
Oh, it was absolutely Boots, because everyone already knew that Detective Pikachu was going to talk.
No. Like the not Detective Pikachu, like the anime Pikachu, like Pokemon movie or whatever, where Pikachu like talked.
Oh. I mean, I feel like people had a more extreme reaction to the Pokemon movie because that was a stupid idea and nobody liked
It was an idea.
It was a bad idea. I'm putting that out there right now. I disapprove very much of that.
I just remember watching that in the film, going, "What? What just happened?"
But Danny DeVito as Boots was so fucking good, and I want him to be Kirby because of it.
Oh, we gotta get Danny DeVito as someone from the Smash Brothers universe.
Olimar.
That'd be a good
Olimar.
one. That would be a good one.
Who else would he be realistically? Would he be Kirby?
He'd be Villager. He could be Kirby. I can believe that.
He'd be
Here's
Isabelle.
the thing. No. Here's the thing. He is Kirby, so that way when he does his Jersey Mike's trailers, then he can be, I'm Kirby sucking down all these subs. It writes itself.
What the fuck is the matter with you? Okay. How about
I'm telling you, it's perfect.
Danny Trejo's Kirby, and then Danny DeVito's King DDD.
Perfect.
They can be brothers in arms.
Then we get Keanu Reeves to play Meta Knight.
We're coming up with a perfect casting for a Kirby movie. I need this to exist.
Nintendo or any Hollywood producer that may or may not be listening to this, we got some fucking banger of ideas here. I'm just telling you.
You guys would make so much, an unlimited amount of money if you did that.
Just, you know what $1 million you got there? What if it was like $3 billion? What if it's the highest grossing movie of all time? Like
It would
Dethrone's Endgame, it'd be great.
Kirby would easily make more money than Way of Water. 100%.
Exactly.
Fuck, man. Okay.
Well, I can think of no better place to end than that. So, thank y'all so much for listening to this piece of shit.
Jersey Mike's.
Look, I'm just saying. I was like, if they can get fucking Andy Reid to do State Farm commercials where he's just going, the old Banderuski, and I'm like, we can get, and you already got Danny DeVito doing some stupid bullshit with like mocap and stuff like that for the thing. Might as well just green screen him in as Kirby and he's like sucking down Jersey Mike subs.
What a terrible marketing campaign. Come
What are you
to Jersey
talking about?
Mike's and suck down some subs.
Yeah, suck down those subs, baby. Give him that good old suck.
Thanks everybody for watching and listening.
Yeah, thank you all so much for listening to this pile of dog shit. Be sure to turn in next time. It'll probably be after the holidays at this point, but yeah. This is Christmas by the time, by the way. I'm so glad this is going to be our Christmas episode.
Merry Christmas. And to all a good night.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll be back 2025 doing some other bullshit like this, and it'll be great. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast and anything else that is below the show or on the YouTube, or subscribe to the YouTube because it's a fantastic place. Watch us laugh our asses off on this one. But we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
You know, I just thought of this. When we were talking about, like, actors that would be perfect for Danny DeVito and we didn't pick Wario.
What the fuck is wrong with us?